What is up, you guys? It's your girl Adriana back with another video. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm Adriana. So for today's video, I thought we would do a little get ready with me and chit chat edition, you know, kind of just talk to you guys about what's going on, you know, just catch up with each other, you know. So yeah, also while I do my makeup though too, because I am getting ready for a shoot later. So yeah, if you at any point see me looking like this way at all, it's because I have my big mirror here, so I'm gonna be kind of back and forth. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. So as you can probably tell, I literally just got out the shower, so my hair is still pretty wet. I'm gonna be straightening it today because it's a wash day. And the one thing I hate is that I always choose to like straighten my hair on the days that I have to dance. But then again, I'm dancing so much more now that it doesn't even matter. It's like I'm dancing regardless, so it's gonna sweat out regardless. But yeah, I just washed my hair, cleaned my face and whatnot. So yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into the makeup routine. The first thing I like to do is work on my eyebrows. That's the very first thing I like to do and get out the way. So I'm gonna be going in with this Ulta Beauty like brow sculpting brow pencil. It looks like this. It's the Ulta Beauty brand one. It's actually one of my favorite ones. And it's not like super expensive. It's like pretty affordable. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a shoot later, which I'm super excited about. It started off as a session, which I love. We're gonna be shooting for a good friend of mine. She goes by Scarlett. She is an artist. She's also a dancer, a choreographer, a creative director, an editor. She's everything. She's literally everything. It's amazing. But anyways, yeah, it started off as a session. She is releasing a new song that is not out just yet. And it had started off with her asking a few girls if we wanted to come and, you know, session, vibe out to one of her new songs that has not released yet. Of course, because I am trying to dance a lot more and any dancing is dancing at all, I'm like, yes, of course, I am there. So yeah, we did a cute little session. The choreo was cute. The song is really cute. I really fuck with the song. So yeah, and then after basically that session, we ended up meeting up again for like another practice to get like some BTS shots for the video that she wants to use. So we all came in like these really cute outfits, makeup done, hair done. It was just overall like a little vibe for the second round that we saw each other. By the way, now that I got my eyebrows done, I know I look a little crazy, but trust the process. Trust it. I'm gonna go in with the other side, which is the spoolie, and kind of just start to blend it out because right now they're looking like Sharpie eyebrows. We don't want that. But anyway, yeah, so the session was nice. We also ended up learning more choreo that second time when we got there and filmed a little bit of the first one that we had originally learned, and we did like formations and everything, so that was like pretty cool, like little BTS stuff. And then today she kind of wanted to add like some final touches, so she actually ended up getting a spot out in downtown LA, like booking out one of those pier spaces, which is really nice. The FD Studios. FD Studios are my favorite out here. I love FD Studios. So I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna be bringing my boyfriend along to get like some BTS stuff for me, and of course for anything that she may need to. Who doesn't love having two videographers? You can always get extra footage and it's just great. But yeah, I'm gonna be bringing him along so that he can get some BTS that I can use for, you know, my stuff, my content, you know, that kind of stuff. If you guys follow my Instagram, you know, like I'm posting a lot on there with my baddiefeels.n.heels and just with, you know, just posting a lot. So any content excuse me, is good content. I'm gonna go ahead and brush them out. Now I know they're still looking crazy, okay, but it's okay, we're still not done, so you still gotta trust the process. But after I go in with that, I go in with this this is like the e.l.f. It's like a clear brow and lash mascara. It's a 2-in-1. I honestly just use both because they're the same thing. So when I run out of one side, I just go on to the next. But yeah, I use this to basically set my eyebrows so that they don't smear or move. So this right here, this is going to be your game changer because you need to make sure that you are setting your eyebrows so that, especially with the amount of movement that I do on a daily basis, I sweat a lot too, so the last thing I need is for my eyebrows to be sweating off. We don't want that. That's not cute. But yeah, so I go in with this. But anyway, yeah, so we're gonna be filming there. I don't know if all the girls are gonna be going tonight. I don't think everyone is able to make it tonight, so it's only going to be a few of us. But regardless of, I am still very excited. Like I said, she's cute. She's a cute thing. She's a cute thing, cute little number. The choreo is really, really cute. I really like it. It's girly. The song, it's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe. I'll make sure to link her stuff down below so you guys can check her out. But yeah, overall, I'm excited. Ugh, it's also really cold today, so I've kind of been in like those like gloomy day feels, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. concealer next, and this little brush. It's by e.l.f. too. I'm gonna use this side just to carve out the eyebrows. Anyways, yeah, it's so gloomy today, and I've just been feeling in that like icky, gloomy, you know, feeling. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I just didn't want to get out of bed. It's just so cold. I just want to stay wrapped in my covers. So I really haven't done much today besides just doing some work stuff on the computer. But other than that, it's been a pretty chill day. So that's also why I'm wearing a sweater while I do my makeup, because I never do that because it usually gets hot, but it's really cold. So yeah, gloomy days. And also because since I had to wash my hair today, for the girls who know, if you have dyed hair, you know you're technically not supposed to be washing your hair with hot water because it sheds the color. Well, Adriana, she doesn't listen. Half the time she doesn't listen. Okay, she doesn't listen. I've been really good with washing my hair with cold water because it helps the color like stay in, especially with the color I have, because I have like a wine red, dark red color. So if it sheds the color, my red just gets brighter, and I don't like when my hair is super bright. I like the dark red vibe. But again, because today is cold, I went and showered with hot water. But I did end off after getting myself clean and everything with the conditioner, because usually I let that sit in and I wash it in for last. I went in to wash it or rinse it out with cold water just to really set it in there, because I feel like when you wash it out with on at least your last rinse with cold water, it'll really help let the moisture sit in your hair and just kind of just set it in there. Does that make sense? I don't know if I sound crazy, but it works for me, and I've also heard it just works, so that's just what I've been doing every once in a while. If I do catch myself taking a shower with hot water, to at least just make sure I get the last rinse in with cold water for that reason, you know. But yeah, and it's also just hair wash day, so I didn't want to put it up. I wanted to leave it down, so we're going to straighten it. Like I said, makeup is going to be done and cute. So this is what my eyebrows are looking like. They're looking a little bit better. They're carved out right now. Yeah, they look better. But now that I've done that, I'm gonna go back in with my spoolie and kind of just brush out, because sometimes I tend to also cut out when I'm carving out, like take some of the eyebrow off. So I'm just gonna go in very lightly with any little piece that I see that I may have missed, like right here, like the little arch on my eyebrow. I kind of scraped that off, and so did I do with my end. So I need to make sure. I'm gonna go back in and kind of rebuild that. Just rebuild it. Like that. Kind of. The tip is still not working. It's okay. This is what we're working with now. This is what we look like. Brush it out one more time. This is what the eyebrows are looking like. Like I said, you just gotta trust the process, excuse me, because yeah, this is what they look like. Now that I have done that, I am going to be going in with my primer. I go in with two primers. I use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, the pink one, because it has niacinamide. And I also go in with the NYX Pore Filler because I like my pores to be filled in. And obviously I like for makeup to stick, so these together, mwah, chef's kiss. So the first one I go in with is the NYX one. You don't really need like, oh, I don't like the way this thing squirts out. You don't really need a lot. I kind of just dot a little bit. Oh, look how it squirts out. Like, it's weird, but I kind of just dot it everywhere, like on my forehead, my nose, my cheeks, and my chin. And I like to focus it more on my T-zone area because that's where I have my pores the most visible. But then like the excess, I obviously spread it out to the rest of my face. So I kind of just rub that in all over. And it does have like that like soft, I wouldn't really say rubbery feel, but it does have like a really soft feel. And it really does help blur out. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit more right here just to make sure my pores are nice and covered. And then after going in with that, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. right after. You also don't need to use a lot of this. I don't use a lot of this because a little bit will go a long way. So I don't know if you can see that, but that little bit will cover this whole cheek, like majority of my face. So I kind of put it all over like so. I also just really like the pink one too because it has niacinamide. I haven't tried the green one, I don't think, because that one they say is like the, well, this one too, the dupe of the Milk, I think that's the brand. But this one has niacinamide, so I like to use this one. So I'm gonna let that dry so it gets like tacky, because that's what's gonna help with your makeup stick. But yeah, by the way, have y'all seen my nails? Look how cute they are. They're kind of cute, but yeah, they're pretty cute. I haven't had them done, and because I have to do the shoot, I want to make sure that my nails don't look crazy. So I ran to the store. I actually ran to Five Below. Okay, I ran to Five Below and I found these nails, and they're honestly cute. And I always feel like when it comes to like press on nails, you need to it's like the prep that matters, which is what's gonna help with how long it stays. So yeah, I made sure to really prep them because I put them on yesterday and they're pretty like solid on there, and I was able to wash my hair, and like I'm active with my hands, you know what I mean? So yeah, this is what they look like. They're like a cute little ombre pink and blue. Yeah. But on a side note from these nails, I did go on Shein and purchase some. Let me tell y'all, if y'all do not know about that, one of the girls that is actually in the session of what I'm doing tonight, she actually put me on, because last time I saw her, she had these really cute nails on. Really cute nails on. And I was like, hey girl, like, let me see your nails. Like, they're cute. They're like, the material of them were like thick, like acrylic. I asked her who her nail girl was. She tells me she got them from Shein. And when I tell you, them bitches looked good but sturdy, I was like, I wasn't even believing it myself. So I did some damage. I actually have some to show y'all. I did some damage and went on Shein and bought myself some. And you guys, I'm obsessed. I already can't wait to put them on. I wanted to rip these off to put these on, but I got these. These are like stilettos. Look how cute they are. And they're like acrylic base, so they're pretty sturdy. I got these cute pink ones, which are also, like I said, sturdy, and they're just really cute, like on the detail. And these are my favorite ones. I can't wait to put these on. These are my favorite. Look at the color and look at the shape. This is my favorite shape. I feel like it is so hard to find stilettos, especially press-ons with like I feel like it's so hard to find press-ons with the stiletto shape, because I love stiletto. But if I can't, I usually just go for the coffin, which is what I have on now, the small coffin. Those it. But yeah, so make sure you run to Shein, because they were only like $2, like $2 each. And just get yourself a good glue and a good prep, and you'll be set, and they'll last you for a good amount of time. Anyways, back to my makeup. Now that it is nice and tacky, I'm gonna be going in with my, it's not super wet, but a little damp beauty blender, and I'm gonna be going in with my foundation. For foundation, I use the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect 2-in-1. This is my ultimate favorite foundation. This is in the color Warm Beige. Warm Beige. It's my favorite foundation. Anyways, and what I like about it too, it's like a little pump, so you can control how much you put on. I just put it on my finger really, and I don't put a lot. I literally just dot it all over my face. That's a lie. I do kind of use a lot of foundation, especially if I'm going for like a full beat, which technically I am today. It's not gonna just be a dot. Gonna rub it all over. And this one is like a full coverage foundation, which is nice. I like that. This is what we're looking like. Then I'm gonna go in with my damp beauty blender and just start blending away. I have been using this foundation for years, y'all. For years. I've tried buying high-end makeup, but to be quite honest with you, I just can't do it. I can't buy high-end makeup. I think the only high-end thing that I really buy would be my mascara, but even that I was able to find a good, I'm not mascara, I'm sorry, eyebrow, but even with the eyebrow I was able to find a good affordable one that's like, it's still kind of pricey, but it's not as pricey as like the high-end ones, the really high-end ones, and it's so good. But the reason with my eyebrows that I would get high-end is because I want something that's gonna stick and not smear. Like, I want really good quality. Not to say that the rest of my makeup is like good quality, because it is, but I just feel like with eyebrows and stuff like that, it's just hard to find something at a cheap quality that's going to work just as good. And especially with eyebrows, when it comes to eyebrows, I feel like when you talk to people, the first thing they look at your face is your eyebrows. So your eyebrows have to be, they just have to be popping, you know. So yeah, I think that's the only high-end. And I think the only other high-end product I use in my makeup routine is my bronzer. I use the Morphe, and that's just because I'm very, very particular with what kind of bronzer I use, as in what color. And Morphe just has a good color range, but also like a good amount that's gonna last you for a long time, because I think the palette I have right now, it's lasted me for like 2 years, so we like that. Anyways, so this is what my face is looking like. I'm gonna add, I think, just maybe a tiny bit more, and I'm just gonna add it onto my beauty blender. Just add it onto like my cheek and chin area, and just pat to make sure it gets all in there. But yeah, one of my favorite foundations. I've tried other foundations, but I've learned my lesson to not cheat on this one because I love it so much. But yeah, so that's it for foundation. I hate that my hair gets in the way. I should have pinned my hair back, but I didn't. So it's okay. I can deal with for now. Yeah. Anyways, after foundation, I go in with the same concealer that I went in with my eyebrows. I go in with the camo, the e.l.f. camo concealer, the same one that I use for my eyebrows. And I'm gonna use this on the areas I want to highlight more. So of course I do like my under eye. I kind of do like this funny looking shape because I don't like for it to look rounded. I like for it to look more of like a lifted look, so that's why I do it like that. I put some on my chin. Literally like all the areas that you want highlighted. I do like right underneath my cheekbone too. This kind of just helps, like, you know, that kind of look. So I always do that so I know where to place it. And then I also do the sides of my nose. I'm not gonna lie, I do put a lot of concealer on. I was gonna say I don't put a lot, but I do. I put a lot of concealer on, but this is just because these are all the areas that I like to be like extra highlighted, or like, you know, extra defined would be the word. So that's why it may seem like a lot. And I'm not a makeup girl, as you, like, a lot of you guys know. Like, I'm not a professional, okay? I just find whatever works for me to at least make me look like I put a lot of time into it. But yeah, so I put it like on the sides of my nose so that when I end up contour my nose later down the line, it'll be so snatched. So yeah, and then I put it on my forehead. I kind of do like this little effect. And then I go ahead and drag it all the way down. Again, it'll highlight that. So these are the areas. I kind of let that sit for just a second, just so not so that it'll get tacky, but it'll help it like stick better and make it look like more pigmented. So yeah, just use my hands to do this. But yeah, y'all, I don't know what is up with this LA weather. It just can't make up its mind. Like, one day it's hot, one day it's cold, one day it's gloomy. Like, come on, let's get it together, you know. Anyways, now that it's sat for a little bit, I really don't let it sit for too long, just for a little bit. I go back in with my beauty blender and I start blending from bottom up. So I start on my chin and I'm just gonna pat. Sorry if I'm a little quiet, it's just because I gotta do a little face to be able to get underneath my chin. So do we see that difference already? Like how bright it just made it? And then I'm just gonna do the same thing. Next thing I'm gonna work on is the cheekbones, or under the cheekbones. I always have to do this face, see, so that I know exactly where to place it, but I also don't want it to be like a super sharp line. I want it to be blended, see. Do the same thing on this side. I'm not gonna lie though, I think I put too much on this side because it's starting to drag up a little bit, but it's okay. I pat down so that it'll blend and not go any higher. But see, now it's all blended. And same thing, I'm just gonna go into my eyes and start blending that out. I always like to make sure I put concealer on my eyelids too. I feel like a lot of people don't do that, but our eyes, like our eyelids, are still a part of our eyes, so we want to make sure we're not forgetting about those. I started doing that with like my night eye cream too. I like was watching someone's video on it. So I don't know who it was, but this is like a while ago. I was watching a video on it and someone was saying like, yeah, like a lot of us put eye cream on, but we never put it on like our lids. We just put it on our under eye. And realistically, our lids are a part of our eye, so we need to make sure they're getting the same care as the under eye. So I kind of treat it the same thing with my concealer, so that it'll look nice and bright and I look awake and like I have some color and I'm just ready to conquer the day, you know. But do we see the difference, like how much brighter that just made my face? It just literally brought out the areas that, like I was talking about, that I like to be highlighted. And then I really try to get in like the creases of my nose. Those things irk me half the time because the makeup will not stick there. So yeah, I do try to get in the crease of my nose as much as I can, because girl, we don't want to look crusty out here. No, we don't. No. But yeah, I keep blending. I really should have tied my hair up, y'all. Look, I'm getting makeup all in my hair. It's fine though. Then again, half the time I actually don't tie up my hair, especially if I just washed it, just because I like to leave it down for it to dry while I do my makeup, so that by the time I am doing it, it'll be semi-dry, so I don't have to blow dry as much before going into straightening it. So yeah, okay, this is what we're looking like. That was a lot of padding. Do we see it? Do we see the difference? I always try to pat extra under my eye so that it doesn't crease. I hate when it creases, but this is what we're looking like. We're pretty much done with the concealer and foundation. Now what I like to go in is my setting powder. I use my setting powder. I use setting powder to like bake and set, so don't come at me, okay, because that's just what works for me. But for the powder, I use the CoverGirl Clean Invisible. It looks like this. It's one of my favorites. And then I go in with a little powder, whatever you call it. Reminds me of like a Power Puff Girl, but it's a powder puff. But yeah, and then I put some onto the lid like this. I don't know if you can see, but I have it on the lid. It just helps me distribute it. And then I obviously grab the powder puff and I start with my under eyes. So I always try to get it on the corner of it. Before I start doing that, I'm gonna go in one more time with my beauty blender under my eyes. So yeah, I grab just like that much, and then I start by applying it under my eye first, just because I don't want my under eye to crease so easily. So yeah, I've been wanting to try pink powder. I've seen like a lot of girls use and talk about that, so I want to try it. I just don't know how it'll work for me. I'm kind of afraid to, like, that's kind of like scary to think about pink powder on your face. I don't know if it's just me, but yeah. So I literally put this all over my face. I just put it really heavy under my eyes though, so it can really like set my eyes. But I apply it all over the face, and then I apply little bits into the lid of the powder, so I'm not overusing like a lot, excessively using a lot, because sometimes that'll happen. I don't know if you saw that, but it just, a whole bunch of it just fell, and then I feel like I'm wasting my product, and we don't want that. But this is a new addition to my actual makeup routine, because if you guys have watched my, oh my god, my very first YouTube video was an actual I don't know if it was a get ready with me. It was just my first YouTube video, and I know I did like a makeup video, but my makeup routine is slightly different from then. So if you have seen that video, it's slightly different, because when I was doing the powdering, or the for the powder, I wasn't using a powder puff. I was using the beauty blender actually, because I don't like using brushes on my face with powder, just because I feel like it rubs my makeup off and I'm just wasting my makeup. So I don't use like brushes unless it's for contouring and stuff like that, which you guys will see later down the line. I wanted something flat that would kind of press the powder into my face, where it would give me more of a smoother finish. So I was using a beauty blender, the Real Techniques one, for a while, because it had a flat end on the beauty blender, so it just worked well. So yeah, anyways, this is what we're looking like. So I'm gonna let the bottom under eye sit before I rub it out, but I'm going to go ahead and pat the rest of my face and leave the bottom under eye last, just so it can set a little longer. I am looking like a ghost, paler than a ghost. It's crazy. Ooh. But it's okay. This is just the process of it. I usually put chapstick on my lips before starting the makeup routine, but I didn't today, and I really need to, because especially with this weather, it's drying out my lips like crazy. But yeah, once I have done my whole face practically, now I can go into my under eye and set that. And I like to try to get as close as I can to obviously the under eye. And then of course, do not forget about your lids, because your lids are important. Just like that. And then, you know, now we look nice and awake with no color. Look at my lips, no color. But yeah, just kind of give it one more little pat around the eyes, around the whole face. Make sure everything is set. I like to make sure I really get into my creases. But yeah, that is overall what we're looking like so far. Good. How do we look? Do I look bonita? I feel bonita. Beautiful. Okay, now we're set to move on. I know I look pale, but as I was saying earlier, just trust the process. I promise it's not going to look like that at the end. Next, I go in with mascara. I'm trying to find my two mascaras that I like. I use two for two different reasons, okay? Okay, so I use these two. This black one is the telescopic in black, and this one is the Essence mascara. I got this for like a Christmas. I got it for myself, but it came in like a pack because they were cheap for like 4 of these. One of these is usually really expensive all year round. So yeah, the first one I go in with is this black one because this one has a very, very small bristle, which is really good to elongate your lashes. So I go in with this one, and then after I apply this one, I go in with this one because this one has a little bit of a thicker brush to basically make your lashes look fuller and more black, like more pigmented. So I'm gonna start with my bottom lashes, and I'm gonna go in with this one first. I'm gonna use my little mirror here because I can't necessarily use the big mirror because I have to be really, really up close to it. And oh, we don't want that. But yeah, I like to apply mascara on my bottom eyelashes, more so because I am very like chinita looking. So my eyes are very, very small, and I like them to look as like open and wide as possible. So that's the reason why I really like to apply a lot of mascara on my bottom lashes, because I know a lot of girls don't do mascara on bottom lashes. They just do like the top, which is fine because with a lot of girls it looks good and they can pull it off. Me, not so much. I feel like my eye looks naked if I don't put any mascara on the bottom. But I also don't do eyeliner on my waterline. A lot of girls do too, not me. Same reason. That's why I use the mascara to kind of substitute it. Especially when I'm dancing. If y'all have seen my dance videos, yeah, I really like for my eyes to look wide. Yeah, for pictures, even for pictures, because sometimes my eyes look like they're not open wide enough, or they look like this too, or they look like squinted, you know? So yeah, if y'all have seen like, not necessarily my dance videos, but like more pictures, if you have me on Instagram, there's a few pictures on there. If you look like far enough or like close enough, you'll see like my eyes are like this, they're like that. We don't want that. So this is where the mascara helps just give it that illusion of wider. But look, I don't know if you guys can tell, there's not a lot of mascara on there just yet, just a tiny bit. But there we go. Now we have this one with the bottom lashes. Now I'm gonna go in with the thicker brush one and gonna apply this right on top of what we just did. And I like to kind of just grab like the end of it and kind of do like a back and forth to get the product on there. And then once I get the product on there, I use the actual brush to brush it out. But you have to be very careful because sometimes I smear it on on the skin. So you have to be very, very careful when you do the back and forth motion. And then, yeah, you go back in. I don't know if you can tell. You probably can't even tell the difference. But it's because the rest of my makeup isn't done yet. But I promise it makes a difference. And then same thing to this eye. Almost forgot to do the back and forth. Ooh. This is what I love about this mirror that I have over here. You guys probably don't know, but I do not have a vanity just because I do not have the space for one at the moment. So I just have this really big mirror, but my amazing boyfriend went and bought me these like LED lights that you can attach to mirrors so that they look like a vanity. They're just not a vanity. So basically that's what he did. He went on Amazon and bought me these lights so that I can be able to do videos like this, but also to be able to actually see my makeup in good light and do it right. So yeah, it comes in so handy though, because my main reason for actually wanting like lighting like this is to be able to film videos like this where you guys don't have like really shitty lighting and quality. So, you know, we're upgrading over here. We're definitely upgrading little by little, because the next thing I plan on getting is a vlog camera, so that then the quality is going to be 10 times better, because right now I'm on my phone. And not to say that the phone is bad, because you know nowadays phones are just as good as cameras. Like, people can do a whole photo shoot on their phone, or video shoot, whatever the case. But a vlog camera is just so much easier, and it's also like small enough to carry around. And I feel like it'll also just be very helpful for like the days that I'm vlogging for like my dance stuff, or wanting to film like, you know, BTS stuff. It'll come in very handy to have that little vlog camera, because the phone's not always going to cut it necessarily. So yeah, right now that's just what we're trying to do. And of course, I'm trying to be more consistent here on YouTube for you guys too, because I do enjoy making this stuff and enjoy making content for you guys. And of course, love you guys following me along with my my journey, my dance journey and all that. So yeah, you know, I just want to be able to provide better and better each time for you guys. So yeah, anyways, so we did the mascara. I'm currently trying to find my eyeliner. I don't know where it is. One moment, please. Found the eyeliner. It was hiding deep in the bottom of my bag. So anyways, now that I applied the mascara, this is what I'm looking like. It's there. Now I lost my found it, my little mirror. Anyways, next, before I apply anything on my top lashes, I do go into my eyeliner. So now that we have the bottom mascara done, I go on my eyeliner. I use the NYX Epic Ink Liner. It is the blackest liner. I love it. And I also love that it's got a very, very, very fine tip. Can you see that? Yeah, I need that to be able to make my wing liner. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that on each eye. I kind of hate doing my eyeliner. It's the process, or the step, that I hate the most doing my makeup, just because sometimes it can be very tricky, and I like my eyeliner to be very, very perfect. Which I know is not a thing. Okay, I know it's not a thing. I've just always been very, very picky with it. But this is my ultimate favorite eyeliner, mainly because of the fine tip it's got, because it really helps make that little, what do you call it? The wing. It really helps like make that cute little wing very sharp. So yeah. Sometimes my eyeliner comes out thick, sometimes it comes out thin. I don't really have a preference. It's just whatever it feels like doing that day. So yeah. I'm alternately just trying to darken it up a little bit. But there it is. And I like to look at making sure that the line is straight on top whenever I look down or close my eyes. Ooh. There she is. Can we see her? She's very cute, and she's very, very pointy. And we're gonna do the same exact thing to the other side. Now, like I said, this can be very, very tricky, because this is where I get annoyed when one comes out good and the other one does not match. Yeah, I like my eyeliner to look a specific way, and again, it goes towards my little eyes. I don't like for my eyeliner wing to drag just straight out. I like for it to go up at an angle, because I feel like if it just drags straight out, it makes me look like sad or something, and it just doesn't help my eye to look any wider. So I like for it to go, like for the wing to be pointed a little bit more up towards my eyebrow, rather than it just dragging out of my regular eye shape. It's not gonna give me, you know what I mean? Like if it just goes straight out versus it like going up towards like meeting my eyebrow, it just gives it a different look. Trust. But it looks like my eyeliner is wanting to cooperate today, and I like that. because sometimes it's not wanting to cooperate. And then anytime I get like a little mess up on my eyeliner, oh, I like to go in with the eyebrow brush that I was using earlier to just clean up the end or whatever I need to. So like right now, I didn't necessarily mess up, but I wanted the tip to be a little sharper. So I kind of use this to drag it out rather than adding more eyeliner, because I have enough eyeliner on there. And then I'll do the same thing with this end to kind of match it. But ultimately, that's what I'm looking for. A very defined tip. And then go back in with eyeliner just to darken it. But other than that, that is the winged eyeliner I like to do. Same thing, I gotta make sure my line is straight, which it is. But just to darken it just a little. And that's that with the eyeliner. Now I'm going back in with my mascara to put on my top lashes. I'm going in with the telescopic one, so the thin brush one first, to put on my top lashes. Not a super thick layer, literally just a nice thin layer just to elongate them, because we obviously need them to blend in when I apply my falsies. Just like that. I don't really have a lot of eyelashes, so you probably won't even be able to see them. But yeah, a very, very thin layer. Ooh. Y'all, if it's cold right now, I can't imagine how cold it's gonna be later on tonight, because I'm gonna be going all the way to downtown LA. I'm not ready for that. I gotta make sure I go bien abrigada, because I'm not trying to get sick, because my immune system is really, really weak, and I'm finding myself like coughing right now, because I've been not going out, but like the evening, nighttime is usually like when I'm out and about, and when it's not covering my neck, I tend to cough a lot. So I'm gonna make sure I'm very covered. Anyways, after I do that, I'm gonna go back in with the thicker one, and I'm gonna go right on top of it. Same thing, we're not going to apply a really thick layer, literally just a nice thin layer to layer on top of it, so that it blends in with the falsies that we're gonna be putting on. But not too much, like I said, not too much. And then I'm just gonna go in again and just apply more on the bottom lashes. Like I said when I was doing these earlier, I do like for my bottom eyelashes to look very bold, kind of like spider legs. Again, it helps with making my eye give that look of it looking wider, but on top of it, I just like for the boldness to match the boldness that my falsies are gonna have on the top of my eyelash. So we like for them to match, look just as bold. So there we are. I put more. I'm gonna keep it on the side just in case, because sometimes I still like to apply more after, once I see the full thing on. And before actually going with that, I'm gonna go in one more time with my eyebrow just to brush off any of the makeup that I may have gotten on top of it after. And then again, same thing, it's usually my tip that rubs off, so I always have to like kind of re-put that on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then just, like I said, fill in anything that may have been rubbed off. But for the most part, it's not rubbed off, it's just little things like the little tip of it, like I said, that needed to be on there. But other than that, we're good. Last little bits, we're good, we're good. We're technically almost done, literally. But yeah, so this is what our face is looking like right now. How do we like so far? So now I'm gonna go in with my eyelashes. The eyelashes I use are actually from Amazon. I buy them in a pack because I believe they are like, I don't remember how much they are, but they're really cheap for like 10 pairs. I saw another YouTuber use them, and I'm very picky with my eyelashes too because I like a specific style. Again, because of my eyes, not everything's gonna work with my eyes, so I have to find what works with my eyes. But these are bold, but they're not like super long, because the ones I was originally wearing are from an Instagram brand called Bomb Extensions. Oh my gosh, that was the only place I was buying my eyelashes, but they're so expensive for just one pair, but they were the only style I liked, and they were so long. But I found another brand on Amazon that, yeah, they're just as dramatic as I like, and they're just not as long, but they fit my eye, like they're perfect for my eye. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with that, and like I said, I'll make sure to link them down below, so if you guys are interested, you can check them out. And then I'm gonna go in with my Duo eyelash glue. Please excuse the little, all this, okay? She's a little crusty. She gets used a lot and is put with a lot of makeup. But anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go in. I have to find which one's my left and right. This one's my right. I'm gonna go with my right first, and then I literally put a nice, not super thick, but not super thin, literally just the right amount to get that on the little lash band. And then I'm going to blow on it to get it a little tacky, because that's what's gonna make it stick. So I like to fan it. Just don't fan it too close, because sometimes when I be doing that, the little glue be like squirting out at me on my face, and we don't want that. So literally a nice little fan out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. I'm using my little mirror to do that so that I can really see and make sure it applies correctly. And then after I get it on there, I like to press down. I don't use tweezers. I don't know why. I find them harder to do with tweezers. I find them way easier to do with my fingers, especially when you have nails, because these things literally work like tweezers. So yeah, I like to make sure it's pressed down in there. And then same thing, I press down just to make sure that they get nice and fluffy and all over my eye. Like so. So this is what we're looking like. Do you see like the difference that eyelashes do? Like you just bring out like a whole different person. But yeah, they're super cute. Love these. And then I'm gonna go in with the other eye, same thing. Do you see though, like why I like my bottom lashes to be as dramatic? Because they just need to match the dramaticness of the top lashes so that they look good and just look together. But yeah, these are one of my favorite lashes. But yeah, what do we think so far? What do we think? They look cute. Okay, I think it's ready to apply. I feel like lashes really give like a whole other look. Like you are a whole new bitch with lashes. It's crazy. With makeup in general, right? But with lashes in particular, I feel like they literally make you a whole new different bitch. Look at me now, I'm feeling myself. But yeah, I like I said, I like to press them down to make sure they're like fluffed up, and then I do it to both eyes, obviously, like that. Anyways, this is what they're looking like. And then I'm gonna go in one more time with my mascara for the bottom lashes. I like, sometimes they look too like that, so I need to like bring them down so that they look more like that, like curled up, rather than going like straight up. If you know, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. If you don't, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I'm gonna go one more time with my mascara for my bottom lashes, just to make sure it gets in there. Yep, just like that. I feel like you probably can't tell on camera, but I promise, like, they're there. They're there. I feel like the camera isn't really given though, that's why. But yeah, so that's it. No more mascara. This is what they're looking like so far. Very cute, very dramatic, like I like, but not super. Okay, now that we're looking like this, I know we're still looking a little like plain, solid, one color. We want to make sure we're adding color to our face. So I'm gonna go in with my bronzer. And I need to find my brushes first. I can't just go in with it and not have my brushes. Okay. I use kind of 2 different brushes. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go on my bronzer. For bronzer, I use Morphe, the whole like thing scraped off. But it's in the color Megastar. This is how long this has lasted me, 2 years, okay? And look, we still kind of have a good amount. But yeah, this is color Megastar. I love this color bronzer because I am more of like a sun-kissed girl. I like the orange undertone. So this is the bronzer I like to use. I do not contour, by the way. My contour is this. This is like my fake version of it, but it's still gonna look good. Just trust it, like I said. And then I grabbed this brush. I don't know what kind of brush this is. I actually think this is a Morphe brush. It's just really old because I think I got it in a set with this. But I like to just do this to kind of fluff it up and then flatten the ends out as well. And then I'm literally going to pat it in here. Not too much, and then pat it off. And then I'm going to start with my forehead. Kind of put it on my temples. This is just to start bringing a life and color to my face so that we don't look so plain and one color. I love a blush. Like I'm not blush, I'm sorry. Bronzer. I am a bronzer queen. I could put so much of this on and still love it. I just like to look like sun-kissed. I love that look, you know? That's why summer is one of my favorite times around when it comes to being able to tan and looking like a burnt Dorito type thing. But yeah, do we already see the little difference with the color on our face now? I've never been a blush girl, and I feel like it's because of my skin tone. I just feel like I'm gonna look like a clown using it. But I have been watching tons of makeup videos. I love watching makeup videos just because I feel like I can always learn something new and just always keep up to date with like new products that are coming out or just products in general. I'm gonna now go into my sides, my cheekbone, whatever. I like to do this face so that I know exactly where to apply it. But anyways, I've never been a blush girl because I feel like with my skin tone, I'm going to look like a fucking clown. But with the videos that I've been seeing, for some reason, I might be willing to try them out. Because they do look really pretty, but I feel like they also do help enhance like with the bronzer, like with the contour, like it'll really help enhance this cheekbone right here. I just personally, I don't know, I just don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm probably gonna do a video on it so that y'all can see the process with me. But if you are a girly who's like kind of the same skin tone as me, let me know which color blush works for you so that I can find something similar that will work for my skin tone. Because when it comes to blush, I wouldn't even know what kind of pink would work for me, because like I said, I'm not trying to look like a clown. So yeah, if you are a girly who has a similar skin tone to me, let me know what blush works for you, and I'm going to go and find it and try it out and make a video for you guys so that you guys can, you know, be a part of the process with me. But yeah, you see, now we have color to our face. It's doing something. It's really doing something. Sometimes I know it may feel like I put too much bronzer on, but I promise I'm not, because especially when like lighting like this or gloominess like this, I really like for that to be apparent and there. So I like to add a little bit more than what I think I'm applying in that. Now that I've got the face done, I'm gonna go ahead and put some, my lashes are still pressing them down. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some and put it on my neck so that obviously our neck is matching with our face, but it also just kind of helps snatch the jawline too. So I kind of like to go from the ear here and drag it down, and then I do the same thing on this side. Just kind of drag it down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start from here and literally meet it to the same place that I dragged that down, and do the same thing on this side. That's gonna help really snatch that jawline. So, and then I go ahead and put some underneath to create that shadow under here, and then of course drag it out I don't want to put too much though, because then you're gonna create like a really orangey look on your neck. Look at that. I gotta put some on my chest too, just because I gotta look one color. Okay, now that I've gone in with that, I'm gonna go in with the smaller brush. I don't know what kind of brush this is either, but it's like, I think this is like the kinds you use for your eyeshadow. I don't use it for eyeshadow because I don't do eyeshadow. I use it for my bronzer. I'm gonna grab a little bit of it and I start to do my nose, like the little contour, fake contour on my nose. So I start with doing them on the little tips of my nose, like a little V, like that. I don't even know if you can see. Excuse me, but I do a little V. And I'm gonna go ahead and connect that line all the way up to drag it up, and we're really gonna like snatch that nose. Sometimes this process of the makeup too can piss me off because it doesn't come out exactly how I want it to. So, and you have to be careful with this because since it's bronzer, it's very pigmented too. So it'll be hard to blend out if you don't do it correctly. But yeah. Do one side first, and I do like to drag it up to like my what do you call it, your eyebrow bone, so that it'll blend in, so it doesn't just look like one, just like a solid bold line for no reason there. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Connect it and go all the way up to my, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's very, very pigmented, so you have to be careful with how you apply it. Come on, bronzer, don't do me wrong. Not now. Not now. Not now that we're at the end. But it's okay because I'm gonna end up cleaning it up with the brush afterwards too, so that it'll really give that snatched definition. But yeah, this is what we're looking like right now. I don't even know if you can tell. I feel like it's a little off center. I think it is. It probably is. Let me fix that. How is my nose contour a little off center? So now she's looking a little bold, but that's okay because we're about to soften her up and blend her in. That's what we're looking like right now. And then I'm gonna go ahead and grab the powder that I used earlier, this one, and I'm gonna use the powder puff again, and I'm gonna start to bake the certain areas that I want baked, so like the sides of my nose, because I want my nose to be snatched. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that there. And what helps with this too is because I already put the bronzer on there as like the contour, so I know exactly where to place it, just on the other side of the line of that to really snatch that. I also like to apply just a little bit more powder on the under eye to help brighten that. Same thing on the other side of the nose. Just gonna contour all of that snatch. We're about to look like some snatched queens with a nose job with no actual nose job, just a fake nose job. And then of course the middle, because that's gonna help highlight the nose. But yeah, we want a really, really snatched nose. I don't know what it is. I really like that look of like, you know what I mean? It just makes you look snatched. So snatched. I didn't add a little bit more on my under eye over here for it to really set. I need to add a little bit more on this side too, just to really set. So right now that's what we're looking like. We're a little crazy. And then I'm gonna add some on the bottoms of where I applied my bronzer, so it'll really again look super snatched, because I do like that clean cut look but also like blended. So I do the little fishy face again. Oh. So that I know where I want it, and that's exactly where I want it. And then after doing that, I fill in all of this with powder too, because it's literally baking. this whole part of it, and then literally gonna do the same thing to the other side. But you see, it's gonna give me that lifted look. Same thing to the others. Hi, Mom. I'm so focused on this. Sorry if I'm not talking. It's just because I have to make these faces too to know exactly where to place it. But I got the lining right. So literally all I'm gonna do is just fill in the extra little gaps right here of what I need to. Like that. And we're good. We're good. I'm gonna lift it or bring it just a little higher. Yeah. Just a tiny bit higher. So it's really at that angle and it really looks like that lift. Although this one is kind of dragging out a little bit more for some reason. There we go. And I'm gonna let that sit before I do anything. And then this is where I like to take a smaller brush, literally a little smaller brush like this. And I'm gonna use this with the bronzer too, just to add a little bit more that I may need. This doesn't really apply too much product. That's why I use this little one, just to like apply anywhere. You just have to make sure that you blend it so it's not just stuck in one little area. But yeah, I kind of just use this like that. Oop. And then I go back in with my powder puff. This is just to blend everything out so that there's no harsh lines. I literally just press into the skin, just how I just went in with the bronzer up here. You see how now everything looks blended. I'm not going to press in anywhere yet just because I haven't I'm letting this bake first. But while I let that bake, I'm going to go in with a lip scrub to get the excess makeup off my lips and just kind of set. So I'm gonna go in with a little toallita just to rub off the extra makeup on my hands. And with that same toallita, I'm just gonna grab like a little corner. I'm gonna use this lip scrub. It's the St. Eyes in Watermelon. I'm literally just gonna grab a little bit. You don't need a lot. Not that much. Put it all over my lips. Oh, I like to do circular motions. And this is just really gonna help with taking the makeup off, like aside from taking the makeup off your lips, just taking off any dead skin. I'm telling you, with this weather, I need to wait to like wipe it off now. With this weather, my lips have been so dry and I've been in the habit of like peeling the skin off. So I'm trying to make sure that my lips are staying hydrated so that I don't have to do that, because we don't like crusty lips, but on top of that, it also just hurts. Like with this weather, and you know how you moisturize lips, it hurts and it's not cute. So yeah. Almost got the excess off. Let me put this away. I still got some little lip crusties around me. Like that. Making sure there's no makeup on my lips. Like so. Yeah, we're looking a little, you see the look is coming together. It came together. This is what we want. This is exactly what we wanted to look put together. Baddies. Take that. Okay. Now that my lips are nice and clean, I'm gonna go ahead and work on my lips real quick because I'm still setting this. I don't wear lipstick. I don't like wearing lipstick, but I also don't like wearing lip gloss just because I'm active and I dance a lot, and when my hair is down it gets stuck to my lips, so I don't like wearing lip gloss. So what I'm gonna go in with is this lip stain. It's by Ulta Beauty. It's like a weightless water one. This is in the color Sangria. It's in the color Sangria. It's cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this, and I kind of use this to just give my lip a natural like a color, but like not like a super dramatic color, because it'll give it like a really natural lip color but with a little bit of color. You get what I mean? And I like to really make sure I outline my lips with this. So that it'll really give it like the definition of my lips, but really plump. I love plump lips. I also like when the little, I don't know what this is called, a little arch on your lip is super there. It just gives your lips like a nice little like pillowy look. Just super cute, super cute. I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry. Make sure, I like to make sure that I get it, because sometimes I miss areas, and you'll definitely be able to tell if you miss an area. So I like to make sure that I don't. But yeah, I'm gonna let that sit really quick. This isn't like the peel off one. This is literally like you can just grab a little toallita and like dab it off and it stains. So I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. And then while I let that sit, I'm gonna now go in and start taking off my bake. I am gonna go in with this brush right here and just start kind of brushing away all the powder that we use to bake. This is the under eye. Do we see how much brighter my under eyes look? Oh, I love that. And then I start to brush away the nose area. Look at that cute little snatched nose. I love that. I love that look. That's exactly what I was going for. So yeah. And just the brighter under eye. Wow, I feel 10 times better after doing my makeup now. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready. Literally brush that away. And then same thing. Brush the under the cheekbone away. And there we are. And this, you guys, is the final look. I'm still gonna do my hair, so if I still look a little crazy, don't mind it. I still gotta do my hair. But this is the final makeup look. Very cute, very baddie. But yeah, and then just kind of use the brush all over. But yeah, this is the final makeup look. And then I'll just go in one more time with like my powder puff and make sure that's still pretty on there. And then one more little touch with the bronzer to make sure that we're bronzed queens here, because we like to be bronzed queens. And we're good, we're snatched. After that, I'm just gonna set my face. I'm using this, it's like off-brand of the All Nighter brand. I got it, I don't know where I got it. I got it online though, and it works amazing. It makes my makeup last all day. So, and it was only like $6. So put you on. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this all over my face. Oh, it feels so refreshing. This is my favorite step because it's the final step, but it's so refreshing. It's such a refresher. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just let that dry. And then obviously the lip stain that I just had on, I'm gonna go ahead and just use the same toallita to dab the excess off. but we see how it's very like, it's cute. It's a cute color. I love it. I'm just gonna go over with it with a chapstick. I use this L'Oreal one, CoverGirl one. One of my favorite ones. My mom put me on this. It's a chapstick, but it gives such like a pretty glowy, like natural glowy lip. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that on top so that my lips don't look dry, but they also need like some hydration here. And yep, and now they look nice and glowy. But yeah, so this is the final look. I'm gonna go ahead and do my hair, and then I can come and show you guys like the actual final look with everything put together. But this is the final like makeup look. But yeah, let me go on to get my hair done, and then I'll come back to show you guys like the full look, so we can get like the full look. So here is the final look. I straightened my hair so we look a little bit more put together with the makeup. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know down below how you enjoyed this video, if you guys would like to see more of this kind of stuff, and keep a lookout for the BTS video that I have for the shoot tonight. And I'll see you guys for the next one.